The following is an ITC experiment that I ran with Thomas Toller through Facebook Livestream. A little bit about Thomas. He's a dedicated ITC researcher who's been in the field for quite some time. He's dedicated to experimentation. He has created his own applications, some of which I've used in some of my demo videos. He also has a multitude of ghost boxes and is even kind enough to demonstrate hacking these radios for his viewers. On this particular evening, I jumped into his live stream on a split screen through Facebook, and with a multitude of devices, we ran a session to see if not only we could connect to my spirit guides or spirit team, to see if it was even possible. The session we ran spanned about an hour and a half. What I ended up doing was going through the session and pulling out the parts that pertain to me, but also what was most predominant and could be heard by the majority of the audience. On this particular night, we had quite a group involved with the live stream. We had everyone from psychic mediums to fellow ITC researchers, as well as sound journey healers, even end-of-life doulas. What was so very interesting about this session in particular was this was the first session I've ever run with a fellow ITC researcher, an experienced one. Most of my sessions have been run for people who have lost children, family members, friends, and I've also done some cold case work for homicides, but I've never run a session with a fellow researcher. Thomas is based out of Ohio, and I'm based out of New York. What I found most interesting was that I've never run a session with an iPhone with earbuds connected so that the spirits couldn't hear what was coming out from the other side. Normally, you can hear the questions being asked out loud, but in this particular case, it was almost like a one-way communication. How very interesting it was, the results we received.
Do you see who that is? Who is that? Yeah, all right. Are there any spirits there with Rebecca now?
There he is. That's Ed.
Who's there with Rebecca? Can you communicate with anyone over there with Rebecca right now?
So anyone that follows my work knows that one of my main communicators as far as spirit goes is Edgar Allan Poe, and he lovingly refers to himself as Eddie, sometimes Edgar, and most of the time Ed. So to immediately hear this coming through Thomas's equipment, it was complete validation right off the bat.
I just heard my name. Focus. I'm focusing. What is the main spirit connected to Rebecca? What is their name?
It's Ed.
Yeah, I just heard it again.
Another part of my integral spirit team is my grandmother Betty, and she comes through almost every session. This particular session, she made no exception, and not only did she come through, but she came through behind me, and one of the mediums sitting in on the live stream was able to see her.
It's us, I heard.
Who's the woman behind her? What's your name? Elizabeth, can you find out what that woman's name is?
My mother's alive, Chris, but my grandmother's passed. I thought I heard my grandma's name just come through.
I just heard your grandmother.
Yeah, Betty.
Literally, the second you said the word grandmother, it came
Okay.
right out of the box.
That's interesting. That's me, I just heard. Well, there's a Beck.
Who's the woman with the hair in the bun? What's her name? Who's the woman in the bun? Can you give me a name, pretty please? With a cherry on top. Please, yeah, all right, please. Who is it? Debbie.
Oh. Okay, that's my mom's name. But my mom's alive.
But they just said Debbie was the woman in the bun. Is her name Debbie also? Yes, something. I got chills. I think her name's Debbie.
What's interesting about that is receiving the name Debbie is my mother's name, and my mother is still alive. However, she was sleeping during the session, and could it be possible that she astrally traveled into that session? She is interested in the ITC work that I do and does sit in as a Reiki master and actually puts out healing during my sessions. So it could be a possibility that that was her coming into the session, or it could have been a Debbie that I was completely unaware of. It is just strange that it came in around the same time my grandmother Betty came in. So that is my mother Deborah's mother is Betty. Therefore, I would think that she would be speaking about her daughter if she was standing behind me.
I think that's it.
Wow, I just heard Becky, can you see me through? Do you have a message for Debbie, my mother? Is that what you're trying to say? No, be back. Okay. That was clear. That was really clear.
Elizabeth, are you or Edward or any of the spirits around me conveying the message through my box? But you're conveying the message that the spirits around Rebecca, are you transferring the message directly, or are they literally speaking through my box? Is Debbie herself speaking? Because when I asked earlier, I heard I'm trying and something, and made me think perhaps it was actually Debbie speaking, but I'm not 100%. So I need to find out, was that actually Debbie speaking? And if it was Debbie, can you confirm that? Was complete? Was that you, Debbie? Are you a guide for Rebecca? Demonstration. Can any of my spirits go over and say hello to Debbie at Debbie's place? Or not Debbie's place, but Rebecca's place. Can you go over there, Elizabeth, and say hi?
What's even more interesting is my Aunt Dee, or Daryl, popped into the session to say hi. She usually does come into my sessions, and so it was just an added bonus that she came in while Thomas and I were working.
It is something. That's the Poe. Okay. Is that the Poe? Yep. Okay.
So connect. I heard something.
That's what they always say is the word connect to me all the time. Connect,
Yeah.
connect. Yep.
Very interesting. Very interesting. And I get connect and focus, and it's interesting. It's like they're leading you up to something.
Yeah.
They're trying to get stuff out, and it's like if you pay attention, you can hear it.
I've been hearing vibration lately too.
Yeah. Yes,
But
I've been getting vibration also.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Matter is intact. Who's whispering?
In the next two clips, you're going to see, or actually hear, Edgar say book as a code word. And you're also going to hear in the clip after that the word heirloom. And what's interesting about that is Edgar is helping me to write a book. I'm in the process right now of writing. And he's always pushing me to write that book. And also, the heirloom that is referred to is I have two inherited from my great-grandmother classic antique books with old leather bindings. And it's got the works of Edgar Allan Poe. It's quite rare, and I did bring it to the Antiques Roadshow to have it appraised. So to get those messages is just the cherry on top for validation.
Can Eddie say something, a code word, for Rebecca to get her attention?
Well. Book.
Did you get something?
Yeah. Yeah, he said book.
Oh, you got book? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. See, I didn't even hear it. So
yeah.
There you go. So apparently they can talk right through the stream. So that's a big breakthrough. I mean, that's awesome. That means they can communicate through. Now, I assume that they already know how to use spirit boxes because, well, have you ever used radio spirit boxes?
Yeah.
Well, have you used radios, though? Okay, well, there you go then. Then that's nothing new. Because I found out the other day that one of them didn't know how to use them, and apparently one of mine showed them how to use it, which I thought was really cool. I heard we're working something.
Yeah.
What are you working on? Are you working? To learn. Yeah, we're learning.
Yep. I heard them.
Heirloom. Now wait,
yeah.
wait. Family heirloom? What are we talking here? Heirloom?
I see 8.
You see 8 what?
She's
spirit?
No, they said I see 8.
Okay.
Now we're coming into the section where Thomas and I start receiving messages about phones and tablets and cell phones and phone apps. And what's interesting about that is he and I had a discussion about the soul phone at length, and we actually watched a symposium together on that. So we were just trying to figure out what they were trying to tell us, but what was the most interesting is that they were reiterating it, and it was quite clear to us.
Phone or tablet, radio or your phone, internet. Okay.
Now, I know we're limited to what our boxes are capable of, and this has always been an issue with using apps or radios. I mean, honestly, you can only get so much out of these things, and it's frustrating being a researcher and trying to find some way to connect even further. And I've seen some of Rebecca's ITC stuff. I know she's seen my ITC stuff, and I'm always trying to strive for that longer, clearer, as many words as I can get out kind of deal. But is there any advice, since we have kind of a bridge right here? We just built a bridge There's a bridge between Rebecca and I right now. Her spirits, my spirits, and we're talking back and forth. I'm getting communication from mine and communication from hers through the box in my hand, which is pretty mind-blowing stuff. So let's work together as a team. Is there anything that her spirits and my spirits can come up with? And if so, I'm all ears. I'm listening. Distant phone? Correct, Gretchen. And that's something I've been saying. Distance doesn't mean anything when you're talking about energy. And this is a great demonstration of it right now. Let me ask you this. Do you get upset when I hold this mute button because you can't talk? I don't mean to mute you out, but sometimes it's easier for me to hear what I'm saying and what we're trying to ask and then let go of the mute so I can hear you again. Is that okay that I hit the mute? I'm sorry, and I don't mean to cut you off.
Cell phone?
Phone again. It's back on. It's back on. Phone? I heard phone twice. Are you referring to this as the phone? Is this the phone now? Because I held it up like this earlier. If I do this with other people, will I be able to communicate, or will the spirits on the other side, whoever's split screening with me, be able to talk through the box? I know they already have tonight, and they have in the past as well. But will I be able to work with spirits from different states and different areas around that, different friends of mine that want to make connection? Will that work?
In the next short clip, you're going to hear from Philip, who is one of my spirit team members, and I hear from him quite regularly.
Who am I speaking to currently? Who's talking out of this box right now? Please. Philip?
Yeah. He's with me.
Wait, what?
He's with me. Philip's with me. He usually comes through my sessions, and they've been. Yeah, Philip's my guy.
There is no Philip around me.
Okay, he's my guy.
There is no Philip around me. I just want to point that out. Hi, Philip. How are you?
Hi, Philip.
Philip, is there something you want to tell Rebecca?
Again, Debbie is my mother's name, and Dee is my aunt's name. Dee is Debbie's sister. My Aunt Dee has passed on.
Whoa. It's Debbie again.
Nick? That might have been nothing. Is there a Nick? Nick? Again?
Nick.
There was something.
Who's Nick?
So it was about this time that we all started feeling kind of an energy depletion. It was around 3:30 in the morning, and we were just trying to round out the session to close it down when a gentleman named Chris wanted to jump in and see if he could kind of run a few minutes with Thomas before we closed.
Chris.
Are you getting low on energy? Don't worry. Found it? Wait,
Yep.
what? Don't worry, found it.
Next.
Is any of Rebecca's thoughts coming through my box? Are you able to use her as part of the session? I just heard push out even though this button is freaking muted.
Whoa.
Listen, you can still hear it slightly.
Does that normally do that?
Yeah, when you hold mute,
Okay.
it still plays, but at very low volume.
Okay.
And I heard push out something. All right. Is she able to help responses push out?
DJ.
I heard they're connected. Are we, friend? Are we connected?
Wow.
How are we connected? Live stream? I thought I heard the word live stream. We're connected through the live stream. So we're both involved. I mean, I know that. I guess my question isn't very clear.
No, but they're answering. They're somehow pushing messages through still. But go ahead.
Right. No, I was just, it's interesting. All of this is very interesting. And, I've done sessions before that are split screen, but nothing like this. This is actually pretty much the most intense split screen thing I've ever done. I will say that. This has been insane. How many spirits are in Rebecca's house? Can you perhaps tell me that? There's 70.
70?
Is that the radio?
It's 18.
18.
That was either 18 or 18. I couldn't make that one out.
Okay.
Can you say one more time and confirm the number just in case we were getting some radio matrixing, which does happen? Can you confirm the number, please?
Focus. Yep.
Yeah, I heard 8. It probably was 18. Gretchen's commented 18, so.
18.
You would not believe the hundreds of times I've got the word focus or the things we were talking about earlier. I mean, it's insane the number of times. It's almost like their way of saying, listen, damn it, I'm talking right there. You're just not hearing it. Listen, focus. Is that what you're doing? Trying to get us to focus? Earplugs? I heard something earplugs.
I got them.
Yes, she's got earplugs.
What do they want us to focus on?
What we're trying to get through, I heard it was distorted, but I swear I heard what we're trying to get through. You like these experiments?
They don't.
Who am I speaking to right now? Who's talking? Because I can hear someone trying to talk. Who is talking, please? Lisa. Lisa here?
Don't hang up.
Don't hang up.
Yeah.
Never don't hang up.
Yeah.
No.
That concluded the session. You must understand, as an ITC researcher, people are always slamming you. You've got skeptics to your left and sometimes plain ignorant people to your right. But to hear your name being stated over and over, what are the odds that that's flying around on a random radio station as many times as it did? To hear the names of your family coming through, your friends coming through, the people that you work with or the spirits that you work with on a daily basis doing ITC work. That is amazing. The connection to another ITC researcher in another state, getting these replies, it's just amazing. I have to say thank you to Thomas for taking the time to run that experiment with me. Thomas is a great guy. He's a very humble, kind, intelligent, open-minded person. And, you know, he really wants to serve spirit and he wants to serve people. And he has no ego about it. And so that makes him a great researcher in my eyes. So thanks again, Thomas, for running this session with me. And thanks for watching, everyone.